So the first thing to look at is the vital force. The vital force of the person sitting in front of you. And the vital force is made up of several issues. One is their freedom in their life. Is this person extremely limited? Obviously extremely limited. Are they obviously very weak? Can they hardly sit up? Are they able to walk in on their own? Can they speak for themselves? That kind of thing. In terms of the vital force, one of the things we need to look at too is medications. Mm-hmm. And you need to know how many medications this person is on. And if they start giving you a litany, then you're pretty sure that this isn't a good case for you to take at this stage in your career. Yeah. If they're on a lot of different chronic medications, then you want to back off in terms of taking the case acutely. Heredity, and do they have a family history of Alzheimer's? Are they coming into you at 80 years old with a strong family history of Alzheimer's? Or are they coming into you with ovarian, like some kind of ovarian cyst, and they have a family history of ovarian cancer? You want to be careful of that kind of thing. Are they under tremendous stress at the moment? If they're under huge stress, that will reduce their vital force and reduce their ability to heal promptly. Doesn't mean you can't take the case, but you need to be aware of these things. Also, their general sensitivity. And this is a question that is good to ask because people know if they're extremely sensitive. They react to the slightest, baby aspirin affects them. And in general, in our culture, we tend to overdrug so much so that people know when they're sensitive. So ask them that. If they're extremely sensitive, then beware. Because there are patients who come in who react to every remedy, have a big reaction to every remedy. You don't want to take a case of somebody like that at this point, okay? It's just a lot of headache to get someone like that who has a big reaction to every single remedy. So just say, I'm not quite ready to take your case yet. So if any of these things or all of these things kind of add up together, the case will be much harder than it appears. What's going to happen is going to involve you on a constitutional level. And that's what you want to avoid at this point. Number 2, the center of gravity. The center of gravity of the case. Mental, emotional, and physical. Can be in any one of those centers of gravity. Obstacles to cure. And this is things that if these things are in your patient's life, then you as a healer are responsible really to help them understand that they're not going to get better. Number 1, and that's very common here, is damp houses. There's a tendency for mold to be growing. Well, this is considered an obstacle to cure. And I have a patient, a really strong experience. She's seen many doctors. And she came to me, and just because I'm a homeopath, and I asked her about her environment, she told me she lives under the redwoods and she has chronic cough. So I said, I think you're not going to get better until you leave that house. She, I can't do that, it's a big deal. So we worked out that she was going to leave for a month. That month she got better. Her cough went away. No one else had made that connection, and she's so grateful. Daycare for kids with chronic otitis, chronic upper respiratory infections. It's just so obvious, and it's another thing. It's very difficult to deal with. I mean, the parents are working, and their child's in daycare, but their child is always sick. Listen and observe. Listen and observe. To prepare yourself for observation, practice observation. You can do it 24 hours a day. Well, not 20, 18 hours a day. Practice observation everywhere you go. Go to places, have tea, and watch people. And see what you can observe. It's really a fun habit. And something you can really get into. What may seem like the main problem to you is very frequently not the main problem, even in an acute. A patient has a lot of pain, but the pain isn't what they care about. What they care about is their appearance. Maybe they have pain in their hand, and they don't care so much about the pain. They care that their hand is distorted, the way it looks, or it's in spasm, or something like that. So that kind of thing is very important. Do not put your agenda on the patient. Let the agenda be the patient's. And if they don't understand what you want, you may have to explain it to them. I prefer not to explain it if the patient is happy just relating. But if they need some help, they're very kind of closed in what they're giving you, then you can explain, I'm interested in whatever is going on with you right now. And for the acute, you have to say, I'm interested in what's unique about this condition. What is unique about you right now with this illness that's different from your usual state? As homeopaths, we have to be good allopaths. We actually have to be better allopaths than the allopaths, because we're at greater risk for being sued. We're at greater risk for community criticism. We have the spotlight on us. Still, it's important to be a good allopath. And that means that if your patient has a pharyngitis, you need to examine the throat. You need to examine the glands, you need to take the temperature, you need to make a diagnosis. You need to be good allopaths. That's the most solid advice I can give you.